This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to another edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. We are so happy you are here, and our teams are happy you are here too. It's an exciting matchup, and we can't wait to get started. But before we do that, let's meet our teams, shall we? First, a nice round of applause for the Keith Country Day Cougars. The Cougars are consolation round champs a year ago. They hope to keep on winning. Last 2 years, Keith has ended up in the Final Four. They are led by their captain, Ryan. And before I let you introduce your team, Ryan, first of all, I just want to say we're glad that you're here. We talked with you at the very beginning of the season. You shared a little bit about your diagnosis. We weren't sure if you were going to be healthy and feel good enough to play, but it's such a great sign to us that you're here. And how are you feeling? Everything going okay?
It's very good to be back. I'm feeling much better than I was a while ago.
Well, that's good to hear. Tell us who your starting lineup is with you today.
I'm Ryan. My teammates will introduce themselves from my left to my right.
I'm Billy.
I'm Colby.
I'm Nangba.
Welcome to the Keith Country Day Cougars. And again, Ryan, I know I already said it, but it's good to have you here. It's also good to have Polo here, the Polo Marcos. And you may remember, Polo has played our game before, but not for a while. Hasn't been since season 2. Cody is here leading the way with a big smile, ready, raring to go. Who did you bring with you, Cody?
So I'm Cody. On my right is Maya. On my left is Aiden. And on my far left is Nick.
And the last time Polo was in the tournament, pretty much before your time at Polo, 2016 against, you guessed it, Keith Country Day. It's kind of a rematch. It's how it works out. We didn't plan it that way, but that's how it worked out. We begin our game with our buzz-in round. So hands on your buzzers. The two most important rules. Wait for me to call your name before you answer, and say your answer loudly and clearly. Good luck to our teams. Here we go. What state whose eastern coast is indented by Biscayne Bay names a subspecies of manatee that lives in the Everglades and off the coast of Miami? Billy.
Florida.
That is correct. And Keith gets the first points of the game. What author wrote books that depict the Christ-like lion Aslan, who is resurrected after Nangba?
Elliot.
Incorrect. I will finish for Polo, who is resurrected after being slain by the White Witch. Can we clear the buzzer out? Can we clear the buzzers? Thank you. Polo, did you have an answer? Go ahead, Maya.
Lewis.
Correct. C.S. Lewis. And Polo's got points this round. What sculptor whose flying dragon is outside of the Art Institute of Chicago used wire and metal to create suspended sculptures called mobiles? That sculptor was Calder, Alexander Calder. What word preceded now, tomorrow, and forever in the defiant 1963 inauguration address of Alabama Governor George Wallace? Billy.
Segregation.
That is correct. What congressman from Illinois who chose not to run for re-election in 2022 is one of 2 Republican members? Billy.
Kinzinger.
That's correct, of the January 6th Select Committee. What mother of Chrysaor and the horse Pegasus was the sister of Stheno? Maya.
Medusa.
That is correct, beheaded by Perseus, the only mortal Gorgon. What city whose Summer Olympics were boycotted by the U.S. in 1980 was home to the headquarters of the KGB when it was the Soviet Union's capital? Colby.
Moscow.
That is correct. What fruit is combined with grapes, celery, walnuts, and mayonnaise in a traditional Waldorf salad? Cody.
Cranberries.
Incorrect. Keith, you could take these points. Go ahead, Ryan.
Tomatoes.
Incorrect. They are apples. Kind of an odd combination there in the Waldorf salad, named for the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. What patron god of Babylon defeated the dragon Mushusu, took the tablet of destinies from Kingu, and slayed the sea serpent Tiamat? Also the name of a Swedish metal band, Marduk. What geospatial quantity is represented by contour lines on a topographic map, has a value, Maya?
Elevation.
That's correct. Yep, value of 0 at sea level and is measured by an altimeter. What ruler, whose mother is known as the Younger Lady, was interred at a site known as KV 62, later uncovered by Howard Carter, and was a boy pharaoh? Colby.
King Tut.
That is correct. King Tut, Tutankhamun. Your parents may remember the hit song about him by Steve Martin. That one's for mom and dad. What 6th century BC reformer democratized participation in the Ecclesia of Athens and undid most of the harsh laws in the Draconian Code? Maya.
Cyrus.
Incorrect. Keith, you have a chance for these points. Go ahead, Nangba.
Pericles.
Incorrect. Solon. What world leader who launched the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013 holds the title of paramount leader as head of the Chinese Communist Party? Billy.
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping is correct. The line, "Tear her tattered ensign down," opens what poem by Oliver Wendell Holmes that pays homage to the USS Constitution? That ship's also known as Old Ironsides, and that's the name of the poem. That's how we end the round. What a great game. We've got a lot of questions answered here. It's pretty rare that we got a no answer, which is great, and that's reflected in our scores. Keith has 60, Polo has 30. We got a lot of game to play, and that our volleyball round is up next. We'll have it for you after this short break. What a great start in our 2016 rematch between Keith Country Day and Polo. Keith has 60 right now, Polo has 30. One round into our game, so there's still a lot of game to play. Before we get into our volleyball round, special thank you to Brad Fisher, one of our State Line Quiz Bowl family members, because Brad is here a lot helping us out. He's our judge. He's also head editor of the IHSA Scholastic Bowl State Series. Thanks for being here today, Brad. All right, volleyball round is a conferring round. Work as a team. We encourage you to work as a team. That's very helpful, but the answer has to come from the captains. And because of the flip, the first volleyball question will go to Polo. Cody, are you and the team ready?
Yes.
Here it comes. One man who promoted infrastructure via the American system became Secretary of State in the corrupt bargain and was called the Great Compromiser.
James Madison.
Incorrect. Henry Clay. Over to Keith now for your first question of the round. Ryan, what English poet who became a Jesuit priest in 1877 coined the term sprung rhythm to describe the verse style he used in poems such as Pied Beauty? It's a tough literature question there. Hopkins. Gerard Manley Hopkins. Back to Polo. In what novel does the yellow robe demon capture the protagonist, Tang Sanzang, who is eventually rescued by the Monkey King, Sun Wukong? That was a couple of tough back-to-back literature questions there. That was Journey to the West was the answer we needed. Back to Keith. What optical phenomenon is governed by Snell's law and is exemplified by light bending as it enters water?
Refraction.
Yes. There you go, and those are the first points of the round. Back to Polo. What religion has naked, sky-clad, and clothed white-clad sects, venerates 24 Tirthankaras, and preaches a nonviolence principle called ahimsa?
Buddhism.
Incorrect. Close. Jainism. Back to Keith. In 1983, U.S. forces invaded what island country in Operation Urgent Fury and deposed its communist government?
Cuba.
Incorrect. The basis for actually a 1985 Clint Eastwood movie called Heartbreak Ridge, that country was Grenada. Back to Polo. The electron and neutron obey statistics named for Paul Dirac and what Italian, whose Chicago Pile 1 hosted the first man-made nuclear chain reaction? That's Enrico Fermi. Pile 1 was actually built under the grandstands at University of Chicago Stadium. Over to Keith now. The Makadikari salt pan is in what desert that covers most of Botswana? Near the southern tip of Africa. Also, the name of a Wisconsin water park, Kalahari. Back to Polo. What Russian author who created Dying Magistrate Ivan Ilyich also created Count Vronsky and Pierre Bezukhov in Anna Karenina and War and Peace?
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy. Yep, you got it. Over to Keith now. The name of what U.S. city precedes Dynamics in the name of a company that in 2020 began selling a robot named Spot that resembles a dog?
Boston.
Yeah, and those dogs look like they just stepped out of a Black Mirror episode, don't they? Holy cow. Keith gets those points, and we're out of time for the round. And here's how we end. So Keith's still on top, but by 80 points. Actually kind of doubled up again, kind of where we were at 60-30 last round. Now we're at 80-40. Keith has 80, Polo has 40, halfway through our game. Our Nika IBEW lightning round is coming up where there's lots of points available. But first, you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question, and we'll be back with the answer.
Headquartered in Irving, Texas, what pizza chain was inspired by Disneyland's Country Bear Jamboree and is best known for its animatronic mouse mascot?
What a great game going here. 80 for Keith Country Day, 40 for Polo. Before we change those scores, though, how about pizza and pasta from Lino's? That's what's on the line for our Bergstrom bonus question. If you're watching at home, you already saw the question. Our contestants haven't. Let's see if you know the answer and if they know the answer. Contestants, grab your buzzers. Here we go. Headquartered in Irving, Texas, what pizza chain was inspired by Disneyland's Country Bear Jamboree and is best known for its animatronic mouse mascot? Cody.
Chuck E. Cheese.
That is correct. Congratulations. You're going to Lino's. And contrary to popular belief, the E in Chuck E. Cheese does not stand for Eric. It stands for entertainment. We'll have more entertainment with questions and answers after this break. Our Nika IBEW lightning round's coming up. We are back. Cody's still excited about winning that pizza party for his friend. And so we did discuss, a little ironic, yeah, that they're going to Lino's because they knew a Chuck E. Cheese question. But super funny. Let's go to Nika IBEW's lightning round because that's what's next, and there's lots of points available here. Our scores could change very dramatically. Keith has 80, Polo has 40. And because of the flip, Ryan and Keith get first pick this week. Here are your categories, Ryan. National languages, Wisconsin, or people named Robert?
We'll go with languages.
All right. Give the official language of these countries. This could go very quickly. I'm just going to give you a country name. You will give me the official language of the country. You'll have 60 seconds to get through these 10. And then, Cody, you and the team will have 30 seconds to clean up whatever they don't. Advice to both teams, you can pass. So don't let the clock eat up too much time on one question. Here comes your first one, Ryan. Are you ready? Give the official language of these countries. Egypt.
Arabic.
Correct. Brazil.
Portuguese.
Correct. Israel.
Hebrew.
Correct. Jamaica.
Pass.
Dominican Republic.
Spanish.
Correct. Senegal.
French.
Correct. San Marino.
Italian.
Correct. Suriname.
Pass.
Moldova.
Russian.
Incorrect. Cambodia.
Pass.
Jamaica.
Spanish.
Incorrect. Suriname.
French.
Incorrect. Cambodia. And no time to answer there. That was a pretty solid round. Would you get 6 of them correct? So there's 4 left on the board. So you boosted your score up to 140. There's 4 left for you, Cody. You have 30 seconds. Take all the time if you need it. You may not need it if you've been keeping track as we went along in that first run through. But 30 seconds is all yours. You ready? Here comes your first one. Give the official language of these countries. Jamaica.
Pass.
Suriname.
Pass.
Moldova.
Pass.
Cambodia.
Vietnamese.
Incorrect. Jamaica. Those last four were pretty tough. Jamaica was probably the easiest of the group, but it maybe doesn't make complete sense that this is the answer, but English is Jamaica's official language. Suriname. Most people actually speak Sranan, but Dutch is the official language in Suriname. Moldova is Romanian, and Cambodia is Khmer. That's the official language in Cambodia. That's our first category run through. There's two left, and Cody, your choices are Wisconsin or people named Robert.
Wisconsin.
All right, you got it. We're going to go over past the cheese curtain for these. Answer the following about the state of Wisconsin. So if you are familiar with our neighbors to the north, this could be very quick for you. Could be quick for all of us, really. And then, Ryan, same rules apply to you. 30 seconds to clean up whatever, and use that pass if you need it. Cody, are you ready for your first question? Answer the following about the state of Wisconsin. The capital of Wisconsin.
Madison.
Correct. Wisconsin's most populous city.
Milwaukee.
Correct. Democrat from Wisconsin, who was the first openly LGBT U.S. Senator.
Aaron Swarson.
Incorrect. Wisconsin's city of Colby names a variety of this dairy product.
Chiefs.
Correct. Wisconsin's only NFL team.
The Packers.
Correct. Wisconsin borders this state's Upper Peninsula.
Michigan.
Correct. Progressive governor of Wisconsin, nicknamed Fighting Bob.
Pass.
Mascot of the flagship University of Wisconsin.
The Badgers.
Correct. Lake on whose shores sit Fond du Lac and Oshkosh.
Lake Superior.
Incorrect. Long-running TV show set in a fictionalized version of Genoa City, Wisconsin.
Pass.
And that's our time. That was a solid lightning round as well. I think you equaled them, right? 6 correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, you're up to 100. So there's 4 left for you, Ryan. You could expand the lead a little bit if you get it in these 30 seconds. That's all you have to do that. Are you ready? Here comes your first one then. Answer the following about the state of Wisconsin. Democrat from Wisconsin.
Pass.
Progressive governor of Wisconsin, nicknamed Fighting Bob.
La Follette.
Correct. Lake on whose shores sit Fond du Lac.
Winnebago.
Correct. Long-running TV show set in a fictionalized version of Genoa City.
Pass.
Democrat from Wisconsin, who was the first
Baldwin.
Say that again?
Baldwin.
That is correct. Long-running TV show set in a fictionalized version of Genoa City, Wisconsin. No answer. They ran out of time. That's the only one left on the board, that show. And actually, the family who created that show used to live on Lake Geneva. If you ever take a Lake Geneva boat cruise, you see their big house. They are the Bells, but their show was The Young and the Restless. After a lightning round, we've got a 70-point game here, which seems like a lot, but in our next round, each question is worth 20 points. We'll see how that final challenge goes right after this break. One round left to play, and they aren't always this close when we reach our final challenge here on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. It's only a 70-point spread, and each of these questions is worth 20 points. So contestants, those scores will probably change pretty quickly. Keith has 170. Polo has 100. A seat in our second round is on the line. Good luck to our teams. Hands on your buzzers. Here we go. In what South American country was a Maoist insurgency called Shining Path suppressed under President Alberto Fujimori? Cody.
Brazil.
Incorrect. Keith, you could take these points. Fujimori was president of Peru. What poem whose speaker proclaims, "I will show you fear in a handful of dust," opens with the line, "April is the cruelest month," and is by T.S. Eliot? That poem just turned 100, The Wasteland. In June 2022, what man was released from federal supervision 41 years after he shot James Brady and attempted to assassinate Ronald Reagan? I can see the wheels turning in Billy and Cody. That's John Hinckley Jr. John Cho played bounty hunter Spike Spiegel on what Netflix show based on an anime series that combines jazz? Maya.
Cowboy Bebop.
That's right, jazz and elements of westerns. Polo earns the first points of this round. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote a long poem about what Ojibwe warrior who falls in love with Minnehaha? Also has a national forest named after him in Michigan's UP, that's Hiawatha. What 2022 film, whose title character has a robotic cat named Socks and is voiced by Chris Evans? Colby.
Lightyear.
That's right, explains the origin of a doll introduced in Toy Story. In 1942, General Douglas MacArthur vowed to return to what? Colby.
Philippines.
Yes, in which the Bataan Death March took place after MacArthur's escape. 2 in a row for Keith. What American scientist, who classified acids and bases as electron pair acceptors and donors, respectively, names often used dot diagrams? Ryan.
Lewis.
Yes, Gilbert Lewis. 3 in a row, Keith. What element's depleted form contains a lower concentration of its fissile isotope? Ryan.
Uranium.
Yes, uranium-235 was the rest of, or isotope was 235, the rest of that question. What 1848 meeting organized by Lucretia Mott produced the Declaration of Sentiments, which Elizabeth Cady Stanton wrote to endorse women's suffrage? Billy.
Seneca Falls.
Yes, the Seneca Falls Conference. What Greek cynic philosopher who mocked Plato's definition of man as a featherless biped using a plucked nangba?
Diomedes?
Say that again?
Diomedes?
Incorrect. I will finish for Polo. Featherless biped using a plucked chicken lived in a large jar. Maya.
Diogenes.
Diogenes is correct. Those are your points. You get those to end the round, but it's not enough. Keith Country Day pulled away. Congratulations. You are moving on to our second round. Before we say goodbye, Polo, it was so good to have you back. I know it's been a while since you competed, and it's a trek for you to come up here, but we are very glad that you played. Did you have fun? I hope. How many of you are seniors? Just Cody.
I'm the only one. You'll see him again.
That's good. So that's a promise, right? Did you hear that? Maya, Aiden, and Lainey, Cody just locked you in. So we have to see you next season. Is that a deal?
Yes.
Okay. The enthusiastic head nods all around. And we hope you can join us next week. Actually, Keith, in the next round, will take on the winner of next week's game. That's between Guilford and Pecatonica. We'll see you then.